I'm Talia from Brightly Imagined, and today I'm showing you my setup in my new Scribbles That Matter notebook. So I'm going to be moving into this notebook for October, so you will be seeing it in my video next week, which will be my Plan With Me October. But right now I have to do the preliminary setup. So in this video I'm going to show you a couple spreads, give you the rundown of them now while I'm working on washi tape. I'm going to show you my future log, my Calendex and master to-do list, my social media tracker and YouTube calendar, my goals tracker, my weight loss tracker, and also my Gtd Index and cheat sheet in the back. So what I'm setting up right now is my future log, and really all the spreads that I'm setting up in this video are indispensable. I have to have them in all my bullet journals. There's a lot of other things that I love to have in my bullet journals as well, like the books to read, movies to watch list, the ideal day, my planning routine page. So all of those are things that I like to have in there, but the whole system really doesn't function without at least my future log, Calendex, master to-do list, and GTD collections in the back. If you watch my GTD in my bullet journal video, which I will link right here, I walk through my whole planning process, and that can explain probably a little bit better how I use all these spreads to organize and create my daily spreads. So I'm really excited about this video. I'm super proud of myself actually, because this took me several days. I feel like anytime I do a setup video or planner video, I usually end up going somewhere else to plan, and then there's this big jump in it. But this one, I pretty much got all of it. I think there was one or two places where I kind of did a jump cut because I think the camera quit on me before I noticed. So, but this one is like a full time lapse, and I really, as a bullet journal video watcher, really appreciate when there's the full time lapse and I can see everything being set up from beginning to end. So if you like that too, please give me a thumbs up on this video, because I'm pretty impressed that I did a full time lapse on this thing. So right now my future log is mostly done. The big thing is just to have these 6 boxes, and what they are is they're kind of catch-all for events that are going to be happening in the month. I think that's really important because I love the Calendex, and we're going to do the Calendex next, but sometimes things are seasonal, or sometimes you just want to plan ahead for that month, but you haven't quite settled on a date yet, and for that I use my future log. So I also put a little quote on there, and if you're wondering what those numbers are under the March, those are the numbers of my tombos. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I was so excited when I got my tombos and posted them like immediately. So I've been putting the numbers on my spreads to keep track of which pens I'm using. And there's the finished spread. I froze it for you for just a second so that you can see what it looks like. Okay, so now we're moving into the Calendex I talked about. I got the Calendex from Boho Berry, and she got it from Eddie Pope, and that's as far as I know where it came from. So hopefully that's enough information for you guys. And what it is you'll see me set it up in a second, but it's a grid system, and you do some color coding and page numbers on it, because the thing with a bullet journal that a lot of people they might see it as a con, is that you don't have the next month already set up. You kind of plan as you go. So then it's like, okay, I have something that's coming up next month in October, but I'm working in my bullet journal in September right now. What should I do? So the Calendex kind of catches those things. So what you would do is, if you had something that was a date or appointment, you would just write it on your daily spread, color code it as some kind of it's an event, it's an appointment, whatever your color coding scheme wants to be. And then you just fill in the little box with a color and the page number. So then you know on October 3rd, there's something that you need to do. You see this little blue box and you're like, oh, I have an appointment that day. What is that appointment? And it tells you the page number. You go to that page number, look in the daily spread, and ta-da, you know what your appointment is for that day. And that could have been written weeks prior in your bullet journal before you even set up your monthly spread. So for me, I found it to be an indispensable part of my planning process, and that's why I always put it in there. And I put these lines on them. Some people just do the end of the week, the 7 days, but I kind of like to separate it into days of the week and weekends. For some reason, that just makes it easier for me to look at and say, oh, we're in those little 2 squares, definitely a weekend. Yeah. Oh, and you see right there, I'm blocking out the bottom of the month of November, because November only has 30 days. But you number it all the way down to 31, and then you just mark out the ones that don't go to 31. And as I'm finishing up the Calendex here, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what I'm putting on the next page, because it's going to go real quick for you guys. And this is my master to-do list. I got it from Alejandra.tv. I paid for her Power Productivity program, and I did love it. I'm not as impressed with her Simplicity program, but that's just me. It's probably because I had already simplified, so in order to do her Power Productivity program, so then it was kind of redundant. But anyway, I love using this sticker because it has 6 categories. It has a word project, and so I separated into errands versus like admin, things that I need to do when I'm at a computer, calls to make, things to do for fun when I have a spare minute, or things at home, household chores that I need to do when I'm there. And that really aligns with GTD and what we do there, where you're trying to maximize your time or your efficiency within your time, so you're not always all over the place thinking about things you should be doing at home when you're not even at home. And the sticker I love the best, because then I can fill up this master to-do list, and once it's all filled up, I can copy over the last few things and we'll put another sticker on top of it, and I don't have to create another Calendex and master to-do list elsewhere. So that is a big plus for me. Okay, on to the next spread. Now, this one might be a little jumpy. It's my social media tracker, and it's something new I am adding. I kind of haphazardly tracked my social media before, and so I really wanted a place in the front where I could track my stats with you guys to try to grow the YouTube following. So this is a tracker. It's kind of adapted from It Up Erin, and all these people I'm mentioning, I'll link in the description below. She did one that was similar to this, and I used it in my last bullet journal, and then I kind of adapted it here to suit my needs a little bit better. Oh, and there's my YouTube calendar, so if you guys have any ideas, I got a blank page, so let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see. And since I have a moment here, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the products I'm using because they're so much fun. I'm in love with my Tombos. So I'll start with my Tombos. I'm using them for all the color, the fine liner, and then the brush tip. For all the black, I'm using my Sharpie pen, which I love. I bought a huge box of them finally online. They were on sale on Amazon, so I got a box of 12 for $7, I think. And I was pretty proud of that. So I'm really excited about using those because I just love them. I love my Pilot V7 too. I talk about those a lot because those are just a little bit thicker. But for general writing, I really like the Sharpie, and it's kind of my go-to pen nowadays. Also, I am loving this notebook. After writing in it for a while, it is so soft. I really like my Scribbles That Matter. I've never used one before, and I'm really looking forward to it. And the color, I don't know if it's just the color choice I was using, but the colors seem to really stand out on this more white paper. And you'll really see them on my next spread, which is going to be my goal sheet. But yeah. Okay, so my goals sheet looks pretty much the same, but the content has been highly adapted this time around. Now what that means is I kind of got this idea from the Level 10 Life from Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. I love the Level 10 Life because I think it's great to get a pulse on the different areas of your life and how you're doing in each of those areas. However, I felt like his were a little general and some of them weren't as fitting for my situation, if that makes sense, because a lot of areas of my life are kind of on autopilot. I don't worry about them too much. It's probably a good idea to check in, but I really wanted to focus this last quarter of the year on things I could improve. So what I switched it to, so instead of writing Level 10 Life like I usually do at the top, I put life categories, and it's the same layout. It's still going to have 10 categories, but I kind of changed them up a little bit, broke apart some, combined others, put in different ones entirely so that I could work on those a little bit more. So let me tell you the categories I'm working on. My first category is my mom category, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so the kids are literally my life. And I wanted to work on growing our relationship, because I don't know, maybe some people have kids that are just like them, but my kids could not be farther from my personality. I don't know what it is. So the three of us are working on finding a good rhythm that works for everyone, even though they're 2 and 4 now, but we're still working on it. We're constantly trying to improve. My second category is wife, and that's working on my relationship with my husband. My third category is personal growth. My fourth category is my writing. My fifth category is my YouTube channel. Sixth is finances. Seventh is fun. Eighth is weight. Ninth is cleaning. And 10th is cooking. So obviously those are a little different than what most people would be. It's just those are the things I want to work on. Like, for example, I broke out the channel for my writing, even though technically those would both be a career aspiration of mine. And I broke apart cleaning and cooking, which could be combined with home or decorating or anything like that. But I really wanted to work on those specific things because I'm having a little bit of struggle with them. Actually, cleaning's doing a lot better, but I need to get the cooking going now too, because I've been saying an affirmation to myself lately. I do have the time and I do have the energy, because I always seem like I have these great plans and then dinner rolls around and I'm like, I don't feel like it, and I just need to get in there and do it. So those are examples of my categories and goals. And I think you can see that I messed up right there. You'll see me use my whiteout tape on occasion. It's really a lifesaver because I'm kind of a perfectionist and I'm getting away from that with the bullet journal. I'm really more able to roll with the punches. But when you do something egregious like that, like I just colored in what, 4 or 5 squares extra, like that would have totally thrown off the entire chart. It would have been meaningless to have that there. So it's really nice to have that correction tape, and I'll link that below if you're looking for some correction tape. I love it. I use it all the time to get rid of my mistakes, and it's so close to the paper that when you take a picture for Instagram, most people can't tell that you used it, so that's a big plus. Alright, so after I'd used the bars on the right side of the page, I am putting those categories again. So you'll see the same categories: mom, next one's wife, personal growth, and so on. But on this page, what I like to do is put in 2 goals. So for example, for cooking, I have meal plan for the week. And the next goal is stick to it. So sticking to the plan is as important as making the plan for my cooking goals. So you'll see a little bit of a jump here because I think the camera cut out and I didn't realize. It just didn't think I was doing anything. And then lastly at the bottom, I'm putting in a quote, and then we have our beautiful goal spread. If you want to know more about this goal system, I have my New Year's resolutions video, which I'll link right now, and I really go into depth about how I take those goals that I have on the right side and I put them into either my tracker, or if it's or into my master to-do list, or if it's a date, I put it onto a calendar. So I really break down how I go after tackling those goals once I've set them. So again, I'll link that video right here. And people loved that video. That was my first video to get 100 likes. I was so excited. So you guys need to check it out. All right, and this is the second to last spread that I have in my bullet journal. This is my weight loss success chart and graph. And this is a sticker that I made myself. It's my success chart. And I'm thinking about putting it on my blog for free download. Would anyone be interested in that? If so, please say so in the comments below and I'll make it happen for you. And then on this right side, I do a graph. So I have all the data on the left and then the graph on the right so I can see a visual representation. Then finally, we flip it upside down, go to the back, and now we're doing our Gtd Index. Now, if you haven't heard of Getting Things Done, the Art of Stress-Free Productivity, it is an awesome program. I use it to be more organized. And it's basically a system for getting all the stuff out of your head so you're not stressing about it and making you super productive in the moment. So I have an entire video on it. If I haven't linked it yet, I'm linking it now, and I'll put it in the description also since I've been talking about it so much in this video. And finally, now all I'm doing is indexing it so that I have it in my new Scribbles That Matter index. And with those spreads, this is basically ready to go. All I need to do is set up for the month, which I will be doing next week, I believe. Yes, I cannot believe it. Already next week in my October Plan With Me video. And then I will be moving in there permanently. Alright, that was it. Thank you everyone for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye!